All right, 132, folks. We were talking about chapter 21 in Unit 4. We were talking about the Kurna Ruka, and the idea of the Kurna Ruka, the Black Hand, is this: that the Serbian Secret Service is going to create this organization to go ahead and recruit and train terrorists. They're going to recruit college students out of Bosnia to go ahead and use them to destabilize the government in order to carve off this chunk of Bosnia to create this greater Serbia. To do that, they have determined that the best way is to destabilize the government in Austria-Hungary. And so what they're going to do is assassinate the Archduke, who is the heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary. I'm going to go ahead and assassinate Archduke Franz Ferdinand. What will happen is he is going to be sent by the emperor to go down and review the troops. Go ahead and review the troops in Bosnia at this particular point, and why he is down here on this parade, while he is actually reviewing the troops, he is going to be assassinated by Gavrilo Princip. And Gavrilo Princip is going to be the assassin. He's going to go ahead and trigger all this, and what's important is this: he and several of the other co-conspirators are going to be caught, and the Austro-Hungarians can trace this back to the Serbians, and they're going to approach the Serbians and say, look what you did, look what you have done. They're going to go ahead and push them, and part of the pushing them is this: they're going to make some demands. This is what you have to remember: is Serbians aren't involved in any active treaty, but they have a big brother. Serbians are actually Slavic peoples. And the biggest Slavic big brother around is Russia. So Russia will go ahead and say, yo, Austria-Hungary, we want you to know that Serbia is a friend of ours, that Serbia is Slavic people, and we have this pan-Slavic ideal that says, hey, you should be nice to all our Serbian friends. Austria-Hungary is going to turn to Germany and say, yo, Germany, you got to let them talk to us like this. We are just watching out for ourselves. We're taking care of ourselves. And please tell them to back off. One of the things you have to realize at this particular point is the heads of state. Most of these heads of state, especially if they're royalty, know each other. Not only are they familiar with each other, but most of them are related. Queen Victoria was extremely fertile, to put it nicely. And so she had quite a few children, and these children get married off, and you can only marry royalty to royalty. And so the heads of Europe, most of them are going to be first and second cousins, some even closer than that. And so what's going to happen is they're going to form an uneasy truce. They're going to talk to each other, say, listen, we don't want to do this, so why don't you behave, and why don't you back off, and why don't we do this, and why don't you do that? And so what's going to happen is these series of interlocking alliances are going to make sure that nothing quite takes off. What happens is this, is that Austria-Hungary is going to present Serbia with a list of demands. And the list of demands is almost unmeetable, and that's intentional. And so what they're going to do is they finally want extrajudiciary power, which means, listen, if we think there is another plot going on, we want permission to go into Serbia, go ahead and arrest the people, take them back to Austria-Hungary, and then put them on trial. There's no way that's going to happen, and they refuse to do it. What happens is this, that they're going to lean on Serbia. Serbia is going to appeal to Russia. Russia is going to talk to Austria-Hungary. Austria-Hungary is going to talk to Germany. And Germany is going to make a mistake. They're going to say, you know what? We got your back. Do what you got to do, Austria-Hungary. We'll take care of this. And what will happen is this, is that they will give this impossible demand, that Austria-Hungary will give this impossible demand, that Serbia will not comply. Austria-Hungary will start the war. And as part of starting the war, Germany is going to implement the von Schlieffen Plan. They're going to go ahead and they're going to attack France. In order to attack France, they're going to cut through Belgium because, well, gosh, that's the quickest and fastest way to get there. They're going to commit what's called the rape of Belgium. They're going to go ahead and take their troops through Belgium, and Belgium's going to say, hey, wait, you can't come through here, and Germany's going to say, we didn't ask. The whole world is going to blow up at this particular point. Problem that we're going to have is this is really one of the first modern wars, and rather than just quick sweep into France, they're going to get stopped about 20 miles outside of Paris. And what should have been a quick war as far as everybody was concerned is going to be trench warfare. It's going to be a war of attrition. You're going to find out that these alliances are going to dig in, well, most of them. The one that's going to shift is going to be that triple alliance. Italy will say, you know what, we promised to help you if you were attacked. You didn't get to attack. You attacked somebody else. And what they're going to do is they're going to weigh their possibilities and realize they're probably on the wrong side. There's more to be gained by siding with the Entente, and they're going to go ahead and side with the Entente. You're going to have more people join in, more countries join in. The problem that we're going to run into is the introduction of modern warfare, the introduction of one of the worst things besides trench warfare is going to be the machine gun. And so what's going to happen is they're going to open up this huge war front, and we're going to refuse to take sides. We're going to do the typical American thing. We're going to say, gosh, that war is awful. Would you like more guns? Oh, gosh, this war is awful. Do you need more uniforms? Gosh, that war is awful. Don't you guys need food since you're blowing the hell out of your farms? And we're going to sell to both sides. That's only going to work for so long. It works for so long because eventually, even though we're claiming to be neutral, we're going to have some friends. But those opposing territories or those opposing sides are going to object that we are dealing with both sides. Well, this is where Wilson's going to come in. He's going to say, listen, we're completely neutral. We're going to go ahead and sell bullets to both sides. We're going to sell equipment. We're going to sell supplies. We're going to sell humanitarian things to both sides. We're going to make money. And the thing is this, is we are a producing country. War is good for business because we sell things, and business is good, and we're enjoying that up until the time that Germany is going to introduce the U-boat. The U-boat is a submarine, folks, and U-boat means Unterseebooten. Unterseebooten. And what's going to happen with the Unterseebooten is this. They're going to declare unrestricted submarine warfare. They're going to say, listen, this is a war zone. The ships in this war zone that aren't flying a German flag are open targets. We're going to say you can't do that, all right? And they're going to start blowing up ships. Some of those are going to have Americans. Well, listen, we don't care if you blow up other people, but if you blow up Americans, that pisses us off. And what will happen is we will start to see some loss of American life in this war. One of those is going to be the Lusitania. We're going to look at the Arabic, or we're going to look at the Sussex. What's going to happen is this. They're going to blow up ships, and then we're going to say, oh, wait, you can't blow up Americans. We're going to say there is a strict accountability for your actions, and they're going to say, oh gosh, we're sorry, we didn't realize we blew up Americans. We promise not to blow up Americans anymore. We will come to a series of agreements and treaties where they will say, listen, we will not just randomly blow up ships. We will stop them. We will stop and frisk. Right? We'll go ahead and we'll check them out, and then we'll give the people if they're ships of war, we'll give them the proper opportunity to evacuate the ship, and then we'll blow up the ship. That doesn't happen for long. What's going to happen is this, folks, this is going to start ticking, and it's going to start creating a problem till eventually there will be one thing. And that one thing, if you look at it, that one thing is a note. That note is pretty important stuff because what it is a Zimmerman telegram. And the Zimmerman telegram is this. It is a page straight out of the playbook of Machiavelli and Bismarck that says, listen, Mexico, we know that the United States stole a lot of property. We know they stole a lot of land. We know they've been mean to you. If you will go ahead and engage them in a war, we know you can't win, but if you just go ahead and launch an invasion for Mexico and tie them up, then as soon as we're done mopping up here in Europe, we'll go ahead and help you beat the United States, and we will give you back all the territory that they took from you. All right? This is what's going to finally draw us into the war. So I'm going to pick this up on the very next piece and talk about the war itself.